Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana, and I am so excited to be celebrating 10 years of meaningful conversations with you. As we step into our new primetime hour, it's such an honor to share this exciting new chapter with you. So whether you're starting your day out, headed to work, or listening from wherever you are, this hour is designed to bring you thoughtful dialogue, fresh insight, and inspiring stories so you can make every moment count. So thank you for being here with me today, and let's dive in. We're here today with special guest, Patrick James Lynch, who's here to share with us saving lives through plasma donation. So imagine living with a rare or serious health condition that can only be treated through the generosity of strangers. That's a challenge that patients with hemophilia, primary immune deficiency, and other conditions face today. Their life-saving medication can only be created from human plasma, so every donation is critical. Yet a recent study showed that nearly 80% of people have never donated. So why is that? This story is personal for filmmaker, producer, and advocate Patrick James Lynch. He joins us now with details to help raise awareness of the importance of plasma donation. So welcome to the show, Patrick.
Thanks, Marianne. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me and for creating space to talk about plasma.
Well, I'm so excited that we get to spend this time together. Can you share with us why this topic is so important to you?
Yeah, good question. So the topic of plasma donation is important to me because I was born with a condition and live with a condition called hemophilia. What that means is that my body does not naturally produce one of the proteins involved in the clotting process. So as a kid, I was dependent upon medicines made from plasma to, quite frankly, keep me alive. I would not be here today were it not for the generosity of plasma donors. And I should mention hemophilia is a genetic condition, so this is not just my story, but it runs through my family. I had a younger brother with hemophilia who tragically passed away from an untreated head bleed, which made very clear to me just how serious this condition is when it is untreated. And I have a 5-year-old daughter that has hemophilia as well. So the topic of medicines being made available for people with rare and serious conditions is something that I take very seriously.
Well, I can definitely understand why, and thank you for sharing your story. I think it's something that we all need to be aware of. And so, what important information should people really know about plasma donation?
So plasma can only be donated by healthy individuals who choose to do so. It cannot be manufactured, making plasma a scarce and critical resource that's needed to help save and change lives of people like me with hemophilia or rare diseases such as primary immune deficiency. Plasma is also used in a wide variety of emergency and critical care settings. So arguably, it's not just used for folks that have rare and serious conditions, but it's a safety net for all of us. And the need for plasma and medicines made from plasma specifically is expected to continue to increase due to the growing number of diagnoses and easier access to care, which is great. And at the same time, the need for plasma donation is more critical than ever. And the last little piece of information that I'll offer here is that it takes hundreds and sometimes even thousands of plasma donations to make enough medicine for just one individual over the course of 1 year. And there are approximately 1.2 million Americans who depend on plasma medicines and over 16 million people globally. So there are many, many people who rely on these medicines. These medicines are only made possible due to the generosity of donors, and the need for plasma donation is more critical than ever.
So, what's involved in donating plasma?
So plasma donation itself is a low-risk procedure, and available studies have proven it to be as safe as donating blood. The first visit usually includes a health screening, a physical exam, a medical questionnaire to ensure the donor is a healthy, viable donor, and then the donation itself. That first visit's about a 2-hour process, and then return visits take about an hour. Licensed medical professionals are on staff, and the whole team provides exceptional care throughout the process.
Well, it sounds like it's a very easy process. Is it very similar to what to expect when we're donating blood?
It is a similar process to donating blood. There are a couple of differences that I'll highlight. When an individual donates blood, all four components of blood are donated. That's the red blood cells, the white blood cells, the platelets, and plasma. Plasma is the liquid that carries proteins, hormones, and other material through the body. So when blood's donated, all four of those components are donated. When plasma is donated, the plasma itself is extracted, but the red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets are actually returned to the donor's body. So that part of the process is why a plasma donation takes approximately an hour, whereas a blood donation takes approximately 15 minutes. But something that's also quite notable, in particular, because of the time it takes our body to reproduce red blood cells, an individual can only donate blood approximately once every 2 months. And the amount of plasma that is acquired through those donations is limited. When someone donates plasma, more plasma is collected during the donation itself, and plasma reproduces in the body relatively quickly. So a donor can actually donate up to a couple of times per week. So there's a significant difference in the amount of plasma that is collected and then usable when we donate blood versus when we donate plasma. But in terms of the experience itself, it does involve an IV needle and sitting in the chair as your blood is drawn. Again, if you're donating whole blood, all the blood goes. And if you're donating plasma, the red, white blood cells and platelets are returned to you before you leave.
Well, it sounds in many ways like an easy process. I've donated blood before and plasma, and I felt it was a very simple process all the way through. What are some of the misconceptions that you encounter when talking to people about plasma donation?
I think there can be a concept that it's a scarier process than it is simply because it maybe takes a little longer than blood donation. But in fact, it's the same kind of needles that are used. Licensed professionals are guiding someone the whole way. And as you've said from your own experience, you have experienced the processes as being quite similar. So it really is not terribly different from donating blood, but there are some misconceptions about the time it takes, or is it a painful process? Is it an invasive process? No, it is not. So those are some of the misconceptions that we're trying to debunk.
Oh, those are very good things to put on the table so people know what to expect. So, what does a current supply of plasma look like? Are we in a deficit?
As best I know, we're not in a deficit. As I said earlier, because we are diagnosing more people with rare and serious conditions and getting them better and better access to care, the need for plasma is going up. So I would say if we don't continue to have conversations like this, make more people aware, establish more relationships with donors across the country, there are plasma donation centers all across the country. People can visit biolifeplasma.com to find one. If we don't do work like this, then we may not keep up with the effort going forward. So are we in a shortage today? No, we are not. But is the need for plasma stronger today than ever? Arguably, yes.
Well, it's very good to know. What have you learned during this process of being an advocate for plasma donation?
What I've learned is that patients and families rely on plasma medicines, and those that rely on them don't have another choice. I have a number of friends, family, colleagues even, who either they or a family member relies on a plasma medication, and there is not another option. In hemophilia, which I have, we are very fortunate. There are many options in 2026 for someone that has hemophilia A like me. But I have plenty of friends who don't have those kind of options. So when we think of plasma and when we think of medicine, there's a lot to be excited about technologically. Drug discovery is a fascinating process, and with advancements in technology, including artificial intelligence, there's reason to think we're going to continue to develop and make accessible more and more treatment products and medicines for people with all sorts of conditions, and that's wonderful. But the fact remains there are a certain number of conditions and medicines that are only made from plasma. And these people deserve access to reliable, safe, and effective medicines just as much as anyone else. So that's what's become clear to me as I've been doing this work, is the human need that exists. And again, there is no alternative for millions of people.
Well, and can you share with us a website where people can go to learn more information and to sign up today?
Of course, I'd be happy to. So I'm partnering with BioLife Plasma on this effort to spread the word about the importance of plasma donation. At biolifeplasma.com, you can learn more about the process itself, as well as locate a center that is near you. That website again is biolifeplasma.com.
Well, Patrick, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Marianne, thank you. I appreciate the conversation about plasma. Thank you for the time.
Well, thank you, Patrick. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about saving lives through plasma donation. Make sure to visit biolifeplasma.com for more information and to book your appointment. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You're listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.